Right, we're on to our seat stay, and as you can notice, it has a couple of relief cuts in there. This is a universal piece which will fit most bikes. We need to get this edge, the bottom edge, locked in place, get it to sit down nice and snug. And the reason we want that to occur is so that we can stretch it to the top. If it doesn't necessarily sit down the first time, just be patient, work your fingers around the bottom edge, the first little rib. If that still doesn't work, what we do is we'll put a bit of heat on there, a bit of gentle persuasion to get it to sit down. Now we'll come back to it, it's sitting down a little better, and we can gently stretch it to the top, lock it into place at the top. Now we can work away at these. Again, we want to use the pulling method, not the pushing method with your squeegee. The pulling method tends to work far better. We can lift it up a little bit now, we can stretch it a little bit more. Like you'll find the film itself is very stretchy, very workable. Get it to sit down there. Starting from the bottom edge, we work our way to the top edge, pulling the squeegee along, getting rid of as much liquid as we can before we start with the rag to roll it around the edges. Again, the old finger and rag method, slowly working it around the radius of the seat stays. After you've want to use this method a couple of times, you will actually find it quite easy. Do the same thing at the bottom. Again, we're at the point now where we've got 80% of it sitting down. So we'll just use the old hairdryer now to heat it up. And by using the hairdryer, it does two things. One, it softens up the vinyl, not the vinyl, sorry, the PPF. And secondly, it dries out your solution you've sprayed under there, making it easier to stick. what you'll find is, don't try to rush it and try to think that it's going to be a process of where you stick it on and it's going to stick straight away and it's going to work for you. You need to be patient, working that film over. From time to time you'll find there are little air bubbles which you can't get out with the rag and your finger, and in which case you just pull the squeegee over them. That generally gets them to sit down. Even for this matter, what's occurred here is you need to just lift that edge up, stretch it a little bit, and then it'll sit down perfectly. Now I go back to the heat gun. It's a hair dryer, sorry, not a heat gun. I could use a hair dryer. It would make the installation process faster, but unfortunately if you do not have the necessary skills with the heat gun, it can become quite dangerous. So I would not recommend using a heat gun. Again, we've got a little section that needs to be stretched a little bit and then sit in place. Perfect. There's your chain stay, seat stay, as well as your chain stay, which is all sitting nice and flat. A bit more heat. And that's it. We'll move on to the next piece, which will be your rear of your seat tube.